Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog, and I am so glad I waited to make this video because we got a spicy piece of news today about the Utah Jazz. Now, whether it is true or not remains to be determined, but I'm going by The Score. In case you guys don't know, The Score is an app that pretty much their news is pretty legit for the most part. Very rarely do they put out information that's not true to some extent. And Sean O'Connell, I think his name is an insider out of Utah, works for SiriusXM, put out a tweet saying that apparently Rudy Gobert is going to tell the Utah Jazz in the next coming days or so that they need to choose between him and Donovan Mitchell. Now, I think it is important here to emphasize the idea that this is pretty much speculation, okay? And, you know, I want to talk about the Utah Jazz in their playoff run because this is a team that was horrible on fucking defense. Okay, every team that lost in the first round for the most part is absolutely terrible on defense. I mean, you have the Atlanta Hawks that are 26th in the league at defensive rating. Utah's not good on defense outside of Rudy Gobert. You know, you've got who else? The Brooklyn Nets, like, they're not good on defense. And the Chicago Bulls are not good on defense. Like, every team that lost in the first round is shitty at defense. So there's something to be learned there by the rest of the fucking league, okay? If your team sucks at defense, chances are you're not going very far in the playoffs. And Rudy Gobert coming out, and I don't want to say Rudy Gobert coming out because that's not true, but the idea of this potentially being a thing, we had the whole, situation between Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell with the COVID-19 vaccine and everything like that. Now, I will say this, Rudy Gobert has so far we've gotten the idea of the reputation that, it's kind of like his way or the highway, it would seem, especially when it comes to Donovan Mitchell. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if Rudy Gobert wants to be Donovan Mitchell's teammate or not. It just seems really odd that, first it was the COVID-19 vaccine or, the idea of testing positive for COVID and being around the fucking team, wasn't a responsible thing to do, and that's understandable. Does it deem not wanting to be Donovan Mitchell's teammate anymore? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The COVID thing is political and it's neither here nor there. But this would be the second time, okay, that we're hearing rumors of Rudy Gobert, not exactly being happy with Donovan Mitchell. And obviously it's not the idea, of like if the rumor's true or not. I'm saying this is the second time that we are hearing about a rift between Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell potentially. And so with that being said, I just want to say, if given the case, Utah has to make a decision between Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, they're more than likely going to go with Donovan Mitchell. And the reason I say that is because Rudy Gobert has been, not really living up to what people expected. Granted, I can't bitch because he's in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation literally almost every fucking year. He's like in the top 3. So I don't really know how you bitch about that. But on the offensive end, he's a liability. Like, his teammates don't want to throw him the ball because his ball security sucks when he's down in the post. I mean, and Utah as a whole has a lot of fucking work to do. Okay? This is a team that could really benefit from another playmaking point guard, just like Atlanta. They suck at the pick and roll defense, just like Atlanta. So really, if you look at Rudy Gobert, he's kind of like a glorified Clint Capella who's way better on defense. I mean, a year or two ago, Clint Capella was putting up 14 and 15 per game. That's kind of in the area of what Rudy Gobert did this year and what he normally does. I mean, if we take a look at the stats, right, Rudy Gobert, what he averaged this year. 15 and 14 with 2.1 blocks a game, 1.8 turnovers is pretty average for what he averages a game in turnovers. Free throw percentage, 69% from the field. 71% field goal percentage, pretty fucking good if you ask me. I'm not gonna lie, Rudy Gobert is obviously I don't want to say he's a liability on offense, because I honestly feel like the Utah Jazz don't utilize him properly. I feel like there's not enough Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert stuff going on, but on defense, this team is fucking terrible. They need more depth. And, for example, I think it was game 2 or game 3, of the Utah Jazz Dallas Mavericks series. The Utah Jazz gave up, 17 uncontested threes, which is the most of any team in the playoffs in the last decade. I mean, they have to play defense. There's a lot of things on this team that need to be improved. And honestly, it seems as if Utah is stuck in a situation where it's if Donovan Mitchell is your 1A, and that's your guy you're going with to lead you to the promised land, so to speak, I don't know how confident I am in that, because Donovan Mitchell is a great player, but he's incredibly inconsistent. His field goal percentages are not amazing. He's like I don't know. He's just he doesn't strike me as a 1A guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a very good player, but I feel like if he's your best player on your team, you're not contending for a championship. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what Utah does. Does Utah blow it up, or do they try to build on this relationship, which appears to be in kind of a rift between Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert? I think a head coaching change is definitely needed. When I watch the Utah Jazz play, it seems like their offense is just a bunch of fucking isolation plays, and on defense, it's kind of defense seems like a non-factor for them. It seems like they rely on Rudy Gobert, and that's pretty much it. I mean, their pick and roll defense is fucking horrendous on threes and pretty much in every other aspect. So there are certain aspects of this team that are going to be things you keep. Jordan Clarkson is definitely one of them. Jordan Clarkson is a great bench player for them. But it just going forward, it's kind of like Utah has a lot of work to do. And after this playoff series, they have not played well in the playoffs for the past 3 or 4 years. So, yeah, they got a lot of work to do if they want to stop being a second round exit. And I think a head coaching change is probably the biggest change this team needs. So, anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Just wanted to talk about this because it's a pretty big news piece if it is true, but I don't know, man. I feel like players are always going to deny rumors whether they're true or not, but it would appear Sean Connolly, I don't know how reputable he is, but apparently he's got sources close to the team that say this. He did quote tweet Rudy Gobert after he said every day there's a new rumor, and he's like, it only feels right to tweet this out afterwards, but I don't know. I don't know if the rumor's true or not. I just know that the score usually is pretty reputable. So if it is true, it's not looking good in Utah at the moment. Granted, I don't think this team is going to go much farther than they already have without a head coaching change, but definitely an interesting piece of news. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'm the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.